brain!
Where on earth is Carmen Sandiego?
Where is Carmen Sandiego? Carmen Sandiego, where on earth can she be? Tell me where is Carmen Sandiego? Carmen Sandiego, where on earth can she be? Where on earth can she be? Pretty tall Lisa, Timbuktu, can you help us find a
The museum guards are right on schedule. Napoleon's army piece is gone? But who? Who are you?
Numéro 4 poursuit Carmen Sandiego. On s'approche l'Arc de Triomphe. Tout le monde répond. Attention!
No one outmaneuvers Carmen Sandiego.
Looks like you have some clever competition, Carmen.
Well, a certain philosopher once said, competition can make you stronger, player.
Which philosopher said that?
Me.
Chief, quick! Activate the Shield of Silence! Where on earth have you two been?
Got to talk to you in private, Chief.
Carmen's at it again!
We know, and
You were right as rain about her recent thefts, all involving famous strategists or strategies. First, she ran to Iran, where she ran off with that 500-year-old chess set. A pretty strategic game. I prefer checkers myself.
Chief!
Then she stole the war maps of General William Tecumseh Sherman, whose famous march to the sea helped end the American Civil War.
Chief, would you listen a second?
Then, true to her pattern, last night Carmen breaks into the Army Museum in Paris, France, stealing the files and army pieces of one of the most famous strategists of all time, Napoleon Bonaparte.
Chief!
Oops, we have to put a stop to Carmen's strategic. We've got to... Whoa, what do we...
Look, it's Carmen!
Sorry to tell Net in unannounced. But I didn't steal Napoleon's files and map pieces last night.
Oh? Then who did?
It's all over the French newspapers. Someone calling herself the Tigress beat me to them.
So maybe you should retire, huh, Carmen?
Maybe you should have this Tigress character arrested. And if you can't, Ivy, maybe I will.
How did you steal our Telnet passwords?
I'll be monitoring CrimeNet 24 hours a day, Zach. I want to know what you're doing to put this new amateur out of business. Meanwhile, I've left a real stinker of a clue for you in Paris for our little game. Au revoir.
Player, we need to figure out what she meant about a stinker of a clue. Access... I don't know. Things that smell?
I'll take smelly things for 50, Alex.
Let's see, we have skunks, certain cheeses, Zach's sweat socks.
Wait, cross-reference smells with Paris. That's where Carmen said the clue is.
One of the smelliest things in Paris would be the Paris Sewer System Museum, PU.
They built a museum about sewers.
Hey, the Paris sewers are world famous. Not as famous as your sweat socks, but then the Phantom of the Opera couldn't escape down your socks now, could he? The French police say Carmen used the Paris sewers to make an underground escape last night, but it wasn't a clean getaway, even though she wasn't the one caught on tape robbing the Musée de l'Armée.
The sewer museum sounds like the perfect place to start sniffing out Carmen's latest clue.
This Tigress character could mean big trouble for us. There's no telling what Carmen will do to stay in a league of her own. What was it you two burst in here to tell me?
No time, Chief. Player, C5 us to the sewer museum in Paris, France.
Break out your berets, bird dogs. You're headed from San Francisco, California, to what many call the most romantic city in the world, Paris, France. France, where you'll see the beauty of the world-renowned French countryside, the stunning Palace of Versailles, and Rodin's sculpture, The Painter.
Now, where did I leave my clothes?
Hey, it's Napoleon Bonaparte again. You just can't do France without thinking of him.
This little guy was one of the world's greatest strategists and was affectionately known as Le Petit Caporal.
That means the little corporal.
Exactly, because he was, well, short.
I am not short, I am vertically challenged. Whoa!
As a power-hungry commander of France's armies, Napoleon crowned himself emperor and increased his empire by conquering much of Europe. But he was finally defeated at the Battle of Waterloo by the Duke of Wellington.
Ooh la la, sacre bleu!
Phew! It sure smells like a sewer in this museum. Carmen would send us here for a clue.
At least we won't have trouble getting around. All the streets and building numbers above are posted here in the sewers.
Hey, check out that display, Zach. What's wrong with this picture?
It's a Carmen clue for sure.
A spider and a bill?
One itsy-bitsy arachnid, $10.66. Please pay hastily.
Zach, she said arachnid.
The scientific name for spiders. It must mean something important, Ivy.
Translator scan, translator scan. Arachnids, or spiders, are named for a character from Greek mythology called Arachne. Not exactly in my top 10 list of popular names. Arachne wove beautiful tapestries, but she had a real ego problem.
I'm so good.
But when she made a tapestry that was insulting to the gods of ancient Greece, the goddess Athena turned her into the itsy-bitsy spider. She could still weave, but hey, she was a bug.
Using arachnid definitely seems to point towards tapestries. But every castle and museum in Europe has tapestries of some kind. Carmen could be after any of them.
Hey, Ive, what if this 1066 on the bill doesn't mean $10.66, but the year 1066?
Exactly, the year! William the Conqueror sailed from France and invaded England in 1066.
Ivy, it all fits. William is Bill, like this bill, and 1066 is the year. Let's hope this guy, William the Conqueror, was into tapestries.
Well, he's into this tapestry, gumshoes. The famous Bayeux tapestry is over 900 years old and shows scenes from William the Conqueror's invasion of England.
Cool. Kind of like a news video, before they had cameras.
Player, C5 us to buy your friends.
What? She did did it to me again. Too late. While Carmen's away, the cat will play the tigress. Find her. Search the area.
Something wrong, Carmen?
Obviously, you two haven't stopped the tigress yet.
First things first, Carmen. You're Acme's top priority.
She's headed for the front.
Ivy!
Stop!
I gave you a chance, Zack and Ivy. Now I see I have to deal with the tigress myself.
Come on, the cycles! She's moving too fast! We'll never catch her!
Yeah, but her henchman might catch us.
No sweat! This'll be just like Dirt Bike 101 back at Acme Training Academy!
I was sick the day they covered this. I may be sick again.
What's wrong? Can't keep up, boys?
Ivy!
Who was one of the world's greatest military strategists known as Le Petit Caporal? Napoleon Bonaparte was known as Le Petit Caporal, or the Little Corporal, because of his diminutive stature.
Looks like an apple a day keeps Carmen's henchmen away.
Cute, Zack. Very cute.
That farmer was sure nice about all the mess. And his apples are great.
Bonjour, sibling sleuths. Don't tell me. Carmen and the Tigress both got away?
But we did bust a couple of henchmen.
Well, get this. Another one of her henchmen, Ken Do, a former baker known for kneading his dough with martial arts, stole a Japanese katana kake from Venice, Italy.
A katana kake? That's a samurai sword stand. We used them in my martial arts classes.
Well, if Carmen has the stand, that could mean she might be after a sword to put in it. You think?
It fits her other thefts. The strategies of the samurai are world famous.
Nous avons trouvé ceci sur les suspects.
Merci. Hey, the henchman had 2 tickets. He was planning on going to the Chunichi Dragons baseball game tonight in Nagoya, Japan.
Wait a sec. I've been to the Atsuta Shrine in Nagoya. It's where they house a one-of-a-kind samurai sword that belongs to the Emperor of Japan.
Ivy, that must be the one Carmen wants.
Player, Carmen's trail just heated up. C5 us to the land of the rising sun.
Trade in your francs for yen, cluehounds. China, here we come.
Whoa, cool the C5 thrusters a sec, Chief. We want Nagoya, Japan, not China.
You're on your way to Japan, Zackmeister, but you're going to see plenty of China, the kind your mother yells at you for breaking because Nagoya manufactures about 90% of all Japan's fine china. Hope you like coastal breezes, because Japan's an island nation in the Pacific Ocean, made up of 4 main islands and, about, let's see, over 1,000 smaller ones. And although it's one of the most modern countries on Earth, a world leader in technology and finance, the Japanese still try to maintain respect for the ancient ways of their ancestors. Children are taught to respect their families, and that hard work and discipline, just like the ancient samurai believed, will pay off in the long run.
Not this time, Tigress. The prize is mine.
What's wrong, Carmen? Cat got your tongue? Looks like you missed me.
Looks like you missed the point.
And it looks like you've met your match.
This tiger lives in a place for the birds especially those dressed formally. Bird spelled B-Y-R-D. Of course, Admiral Byrd, the first man to fly over the South Pole. And the birds in the South Pole who appear to dress formally are penguins. Not very clever, Tigress.
Nice night for an arrest, Carmen.
You had your chance, Zach. This is strictly between me and the Tigress now, and I'm keeping her clue all to myself.
Whoa, stop, thief, somebody! What are you standing around for? Did you leave a clue?
No clue, Chief. And it looks like she's given up on our case.
All she cares about is a face-off with that Tigress person.
Oh, so close and yet so what? What are we gonna do now?
I guess we just let her go do what she's gotta do.
Nagoya, Japan is well known for manufacturing about 90% of all Japan's what? Hint, it's also the name of a nearby country. Nagoya, Japan is known for manufacturing about 90% of all Japan's fine china.
So, we meet face to face.
It's 32 below out there, Carmen. Why don't you come in where we can get acquainted? The victor and the vanquished, eh, Carmen?
You haven't beaten me yet, Tigress.
That's where you're wrong.
How did you know I was coming here? I never gave you the Tigress's clue.
You didn't have to.
We made it up.
You? You're the Tigress?
What's this C5 journey to the South Pole that just showed up without you telling me? Why am I standing here feeling like my IQ has more zeros in it than the old Japanese Air Force?
Chief, we tried to tell you what we were up to, but we couldn't.
Carmen had access to listen in on our transmissions, remember?
Bravo, detectives. I always knew you were good, but you've outdone yourselves this time.
Well, you gave us the idea back when you started stealing items that had to do with great strategies and strategists.
Luckily, we broke all your clues in record time and got to the scenes of the crimes before you.
Then we put the item you were after in protective custody.
And I made sure you saw the Tigress leaving the scene.
Hey, check it out, Chief. I made these carbon dioxide-powered booster boots. Just push this trigger and instant Michael Jordan. Cool, huh?
Why the South Pole for our rendezvous, detectives?
You always have some escape up your sleeve, Carmen, so we baited you into the middle of the most desolate place on Earth, Antarctica.
Except we brought a few friends along so you wouldn't get lonely.
The perfect strategy has just put you behind bars. Well, little bro, we finally did it. We captured the great Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, with a little help from the Tigress and our greatest strategic plan ever.
Congratulations, detectives. But you've made one strategic mistake.
Oh, yeah? And what would that be, Carmen?
Never let the enemy know your secrets.
Lower the ramp!
Escaping!
Lower the ramp! When it comes to the strategy of winning, detectives, a tie or a split decision simply won't do.
We had her, Ivy! I can't believe it! We had her, and she got away again! We did everything right, and still she found a way!
Well, we didn't get Carmen, but at least as the Tigress, we got all the stuff she was gonna steal.
You know, Ivy, the Tigress. What a great alter ego.
Thanks, Chief.
But why did you choose a Tigress? If it were me, I'm thinking something more exotic, like, I don't know,
boy.
you know, I mean,
There's
well,
definitely
you know.
a "Can I go undercover with you next time" speech coming on,
I got it.
Ivy.
The deceptive dachshund. Ow! Or maybe the cunning kangaroo rat. Boing. My favorite, of course, would be the Arbarkinator. I'll be back. Where'd you go? Oh, well. Or the riddling rattler. Or the lounge lizard.
Carmen, you outdid yourself.
That's the best reason to get up in the morning, player. To do it better than you've ever done it before.
And if you haven't done it better by nighttime?
Look at your globe, pick a spot. It's always morning somewhere.